I'll keep that stamina below half. I'm a fucking maniac. You know that.
Yeah.
So one of the complaints I have about the Castlevania DLC
Yeah,
is you could only enter the castle once.
You can only what?
You could only enter the castle one time, and then Dracula prevents you from going back in. So you have to go in, find a save value card, or wake him up from his slumber, whatever it is, and then you have to go play through the game again, meet up with value card, and then go a different path to get to the castle. I tried to do the other run and then go back up there, but value card met me, goes, "Oh no, you can't go there now because my father has blocked off an entrance, and you've already come in once before." I'm like, dude, really? So now I got to play it through again just to get to Dracula. So, but they did a good job with death as the.
So like so you're saying like you can't beat it in one run because you have to keep going through again to get to it?
That's right.
So you like the first run, you literally can't fight Dracula.
Right.
Oh, so it's designed to force repetition. So the first time you just wake up Alucard, then you got to reboot the roguelite from the beginning. Remember how roguelites work? That means you got to start over new, get all the way back to the castle, and find a different entrance to get in?
Right. So there's a existing level called the Clock Tower. It's been there since the game's been out. Using similar scenarios from the Castlevania games, you got to go through the island's clock tower in order to make it to Dracula's castle.
The first time?
No, the second time. Well, I guess the next area of the castle. Because once you beat death, it brings you back to the island. And then you have to go through a couple of stages and get to the clock tower. But yeah, you have to get up to, I guess, I'm assuming there's a level between you and Dracula that you have to go through, whether it be the high castle or whatever it is.
You're confusing the snot out of me. So, like...
No, it's time for the show. Anyway, let's get started.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going to talk about it for the show. I was actually like...
Oh, I mean, nobody knows what the hell we're talking about because, we sort of started mid-conversation.
Oh, Dead Cells, Castlevania DLC.
There you go. Anyway, welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with...
Q.
Who's eating the mic again. And we have on Skype...
Bloodaxe.
I'm sure that annoyed a lot of people's eardrums. I mean, point it towards you, but not in your mouth. There you go. Anyway, let's get started.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you heard the beginning conversation and was confused, go to Twitch and you'll see a recent video of me going through the Dead Cells Castlevania DLC Part 1, and I'm going to eventually put up the Part 2 once I get to it.
So I have to actually check that out. I'm interested in seeing that. So
yeah, I like to see you. You know, you brag about how good you are at it. I'll go get to watch you play and see where you're at on that, because you're talking about how you were tearing Dead Cells a new tail.
Yeah. The music is slightly updated and it's really, really good. And there's a lot of frequent monsters that we've come familiar with from Castlevania. I even found the throwing axe, and I found something else for the blueprint that got unlocked. So there's even it was a chain whip. So there's other. So it's done a good job so far. I've enjoyed it.
Been getting phone calls all day today, so I don't want to leave my link ringer on. All right. Let's see. Where were we? Where are we going? Oh yeah. So this week we got the announcement for Starfield. Finally got that announcement. Of course, once again pushed even further back with a September. Getting feedback from Bloodaxe. September 6th release, and that's yeah. I mean, they managed to still keep it in summer, barely. I had to Google when the start of fall was because I was not sure. Apparently, the start of fall is September 22nd. So September 6th is still technically summer, which is...
I know, that's a good technicality, because I was like, I'm sure it's autumn. Look, man, I'm getting an ASP from the family. I got to make sure that's not an emergency.
Yeah, go take care of that.
I rarely get that. Let me make sure nobody...
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, September 6th, man. I'm honestly like, this is one of those games I'm super hyped about. But this is what pushing back dates constantly can do. Is my hype for the game is dwindling. Even though they keep mentioning bigger and bigger stuff on all these releases, I'm not sure I care anymore because I'm just like, is it really going to come out September 6th? You know? And now that I've waited 3-4 years for this damn thing, is it really going to be worth the wait? Don't get me wrong. I'll still play it because I'm a Bethesda whore and manage to always grab Bethesda games anyway. But I'm sort of just disappointed at this point. What do you think, Bloodaxe?
Well, this was a game that I was really interested in, and it's been pushed back over a year now. We were supposed to get it, I think, last fall. But I agree with you. My excitement when watching the trailers a couple years ago, and then, looking forward to playing it last fall. Okay, got pushed back. All right, well maybe there's reason for it, but we're going to get it in the second quarter. No, you're not. You're going to get it in the third quarter. So I'm like, and at the end of the third quarter of that, and yeah, it's at this point, I'm looking at other games, and when it comes out, just like Dark Tide, when they finally come out on console, then I'll pick them up, but I'm not chomping at the bit the way that I used to be.
But yeah, and I mean, honestly, I keep hearing stuff, but I'm not really. I don't know. I mean, they say the thing's huge, but I like I said, I'm concerned, but it's one of those things where I know I'm still gonna buy it. And the good thing is, it's a Bethesda game, so if it isn't the greatest game in the world, modders will make it the greatest game in the world. So,
yeah, those lucky bastards. There's no way. I mean, dude, I don't know if you've ever tried the Horizon patch for Fallout 4, but I mean, they'll make the game what it's supposed to be. They'll make the game what it's supposed to be by the time they're done. And Bethesda will let them for the most part. So that's why I think it's a good purchase. Like a good example we were talking about with Cyberpunk, I kept looking at the mods and I never really saw that mod that made the game what I wanted it to be. Starfield, I'm confident that it'll get there.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, and this is what I was talking to Bloodaxe about while you were out, was that, with the date getting pushed back and goes back, my excitement for the game has lowered, though. And if it wasn't for the fact that I know I'm going to get it day one on Game Pass, I may not have gotten this game on day one again. I may have waited. Because I also know it's a Bethesda game. Even with all this pushback, there's probably going to be a lot of bugs, and we'll have to wait for modders to fix them first. And then a few months later, maybe Bethesda fix it. Like I said, I know I'm going to have fun with the game, but it's not one that I'll necessarily at this point have to just jump on immediately.
I hope it's going to be what Outer Worlds wasn't, because as we all know, if not, welcome to the show. If you don't know this about me, I'm not the space guy. I'm not the sci-fi guy, really. I like sci-fantasy, but that's because it ain't really sci-fi. So, but, man, with all of that, I love Fallout. So, and when I played Outer Worlds, I was really expecting Obsidian to give me Fallout in space. I'm very confident that Starfield will be Fallout in space. You know what I'm saying? So I'm fairly confident it'll be Fallout in space. And it's a shame because given how much I still consider New Vegas possibly the best Fallout game ever and possibly one of the best games ever, at least when I got around to it and all the DLC was out and it really, because apparently you had an absolutely awful experience for y'all that, again, haven't seen it, where he got it when it came out and it was not the game it was when I came around. I would have liked to have seen Obsidian's version more, I won't lie, because their storytelling is so freaking good. But they dropped the ball. So now we're going to give Starfield a try. So far, I haven't bought a Bethesda game that I haven't enjoyed. Now, note, I've also been smart and not bought some of the dumber games like that Vault 86, So I won't lie, I haven't bought every Bethesda game either. Yeah. But every Fallout game I played, I've enjoyed. Every Elder Scrolls game I played, I've enjoyed. I'm expecting this to be Fallout in space. Now, God knows if there's some dumb reason this is not basically Fallout in space, you're gonna see a rant.
Well, here's the thing.
Like, we're going to have to put the mic over across the room because I'm going to be yelling, projectiles, screaming if they screw that up.
We'll have Starfield Direct, which is their little Starfield event, on June 11th. So once that hits, that's where they're going to have to resell me. I'm going to be honest. That's where they're going to have to resell me this game. Because 2018 was a long time ago. And...
Dude, this game was only sold to me because I believe in Nexus. I want to see Pandora and some of my other favorite modders get in there, make the characters not look butt ugly, fix the dialogue. You know what I'm saying? I'm so confident in the modders. That's the only reason I have any excitement, because I know they'll fix it or make it into something better. Do I have confidence in Bethesda? If it's not a Skyrim, if it's not an Elder Scrolls game.
I was trying not to remind them, Dan.
Bloodaxe, it's his birthday.
It's not my birthday. Wrong day. It's daylight savings time. You know, everybody remember to I think move forward your clocks today.
How old
and
are you? How old are you?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I didn't realize yours was a week after mine.
Yep.
Happy birthday, Bloodaxe. Your wife took care of you. You're fine.
We told them last week on the show, man.
Okay, well,
you were very forgetful.
I just had a weird phone call. I have no idea what's going on right now outside of the studio. I'm just sitting here waiting to see if something's going to come on my phone explaining what just I heard. So I'm in two places.
Yeah.
But happy birthday.
Thanks. All right, so let's move.
Happy birthday, dude. You finally 40
your birthday
yet.
hug, don't you?
No. All right.
You still ain't 40, you got gray hair like me. All right.
No comment.
I'm sorry, you don't have hair. You have gray beard like me.
All right.
Dude, if my beard grew, I would have a gray one. It's weird. That's the only hair on my body that likes to do that, but it goes salt and pepper when it gets out.
And now back to the show. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, Starfield. We're done with Starfield. I think we're waiting until June.
We're not. We're gonna give them another chance.
We're waiting until June 11th
but to finish up on that and get back on point. I don't know, and let Bloodaxe say his piece, man, because we ain't got no subjects. We need his help now. We're gonna need his factual breakdown because
we talked about it before you.
I want to hear.
Yeah.
But the point is that I agree though. So then I guess we're all in the same mind. Starfield is gonna need to sell me again because I won't lie. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's coming out on Game Pass, so I'll give it a go. But here's the thing. I kind of wanted to buy it because it's easier to mod it. So if I liked it on Game Pass, I intended to buy it. Now I'm thinking it's going to be like Hi-Fi Rush and Wolong, where it's like, I play it on Game Pass a bit, and I kind of bit bored and stop. Unless they can sell me, because that other trailer didn't wow me. And the pushback makes me concerns that there's problems. Sometimes it's a good thing that the game gets more time.
Well, I mean,
sometimes it's a sign something's wrong.
We heard the rumor already, like back with the Xbox event. You know, there was all those leaks, and one of the things the leaker said was Starfield wasn't in good shape still. They were looking at a June release, but you know, they were asking for more time. And if they got more time, the release would be after June. If they didn't get more time, the release was going to be in June. So if that rumor was true, and I mean, a lot of the stuff that was said was proven to be true, means they got some more time.
Man, that scares me.